Every year, thousands of hopeful entrepreneurs dive onto the scene hoping to make it, but they lose everything. They don't lose everything because they have a bad idea. They lose everything because they get scammed, they get tricked. And I don't want this to happen to you. I've helped over 200 and something entrepreneurs launch their business from the ground up. And I've seen many of them fall by the wayside due to fool's gold, searching for the shortcut. And today I'm going to reveal to you some red flags and things to look out for so you don't end up a casualty on the side of the road. If you're interested in learning more, then I'm going to tell you to tune in, stick around, and get your note, pen, and pad, and let's go for this ride. Okay, if I get one more DM on Bitcoin or how's your finances, or hey, I got a business idea for your blueprint and I got some way you can make money real quick, I'm going to lose it. I have to block people again and again, and they keep trying to come at me. And I know I'm not the only one. And this is the reason why I made this video, because I know there's so many entrepreneurs out there that want to fulfill their dream. I'm going to give you some red flags. I'm going to tell you exactly what to look out for. And if you see it, run. Don't think about it. Run. The first thing I want to attack is about these companies out there telling you how to build your business up. You're building your business solely to get loans. A business is to make money, not to borrow money. So if someone is instructing you on how to build up your business to get loans, then I'm going to tell you run, because you're supposed to be building up a business to make money. Now, yes, does it take money to make money? You do need that, but you don't need to take on a bunch of loans and continue to flip them above what you need. The first thing I'm going to tell you to do, if you come across a company and they're not talking about ideation to begin with, that might be a red flag. What do I mean by ideation? Ideation is the creation of the ideal of the product or the service, because you're going into business to provide a product or a service. If that's not the thing that you're starting with, then you're starting off the wrong way. And if they're not discussing what is your ideal, what is the thing that you want to do, and how you plan to make money, that is a red flag. Taking notes. I'm going to give you a lot of them. It's going to be a lot of them coming at you. I want to make sure that you grab them. Now, what's happening out there is people are telling you to get loans, get a $10,000 loan, flip it into a $50,000 loan, flip it into a $100,000 loan. For what? For what purpose? There are some golden nuggets within what they're saying about how you can structure your company, C corporation, in order to get investment money and loans. But you have to have a product or a service in order to get this money. If you're not starting there, then you're starting in the wrong place. I would say behoove anybody who comes at you and doesn't even ask you about the viability of the business. How are you going to pay back the loans? I don't care if you flip it 10 times over. Eventually, there's going to come a day that you have to pay it back. And if you have no revenue, how are you going to pay it? Then I'm going to go a step further. If you're acquiring $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 in loans, how are you acquiring that? How are you getting that for your business if you don't have a product or a service? How are you generating revenue? Well, a lot of people say, well, you can do no doc. You can just do stated. Well, no doc and stated means that you're stating something, that you're saying, hey, I make this kind of money off of my company. If that's not true, that's considered fraud. See, what these people bank on is that you don't think about that and you don't see the danger that's coming. Because if you have a failed business and you call yourself filing bankruptcy, the creditors are going to ask for an audit. They're going to ask for proof that you were making this money. And if you weren't making this money when you acquired the loan, then you are going to be considered a fraud, and you could be imprisoned for that. This is the reason why I said you have to start with a product or a service. Now, how do you know whether some of these coaching programs or mentoring programs that are coming along and helping you are the good ones and the bad ones? Because there are a lot of good ones out there. And these are some ideals of ways to be able to decipher which ones are good and which ones are bad, besides the ideation aspect. First of all, if they guarantee anything, then it's a fraud. No one can guarantee anything in business. They can't guarantee your success. They can't guarantee you're going to make $10 million in the next 5 years. They can't guarantee that you're going to make $5,000 a month. They can't guarantee in 90 days you can quit your job. No one can do that. but that is a sign that someone's trying to fool you. Another flag to look out for is high pressure. If they're saying, hey, I have this great seminar, I have this great program, but I only have 10 seats left, 10 spots left. How do you only have 10 seats and 10 spots left? You're limiting your income as a coach, as a mentor? I don't think so. This is a way to try to pressure you into making a decision now that you want to dive in. And these are techniques that are used by people who are scammers and fraudsters. Now, are there some legitimate ones where people do have that? Yes, but you have to see if all these things stack onto each other. If you start seeing multiple signs, then you know this is a possible scam and that you might want to stay away from. Now, this one is a biggie. Okay, if this doesn't make your hairs on the back of your neck stand up, then I don't know what does. But asking for an upfront fee is going to cost you $5,000 to be part of the program. What? Okay, so you're trying to join a program to get money or to make money, but they want you to give them $5,000 up front. And this is what they'll like to say. It takes money to make money. You have to invest in yourself. Okay. Most legitimate places that are going to have something for you are going to have it on the back end. If it's a loan company, they're going to get a percentage of the loan that they get for you and acquire. They're not going to ask for an upfront fee. They're not going to ask you to give your blood, sweat, and tears out the gate before you even know whether you receive anything. So this is a sign as well. Now, I always suggest that you investigate anybody who's asking you to be a part of their program. Look at ratings, look at reviews, look at anything you can find on the internet. Because a lot of these guys don't have true verifiable track records. They have a few people that they use as their testimonial. They're over the top. They're excited. They're telling you how they were broke and poor. Now they're rich and they're living on a yacht. They have a private plane and they're living the life of luxury. Come on, folks. Come on. We're grown-ups. We get it. We know it doesn't happen like that. We know that, okay, just because you go into business and that you do well doesn't mean you get a private plane and that you get a yacht. These are things that they try to hang in front of you to get your appetite going and try to get your motivation. This is not reality. I heard a guy once say that, hey, if you're going into business as an entrepreneur, be prepared to be broke. And that's the truth. I know how it is. You're going to be broke. It takes years to get your business up and running and to be able to see a true profit. If you're going to be rich in 90 days, then I'm going to tell you what, show me that program, sign me up, because that's impossible. It's not going to happen. The only way someone gets rich in 90 days is selling you the program to get rich in 90 days. Another big red flag is that you pay them that $5,000 or whatever that upfront fee is. And then they turn around and they upsell you on like, well, we have the platinum plan that can accelerate how quick you get it. And you get access to even more services and resources. Come on, bruh. Come on, sis. Now you're upselling me. This is how they get rich. This is how they make money. You ever notice people who are doing these coaching programs, mentor programs, get rich programs are always selling you something for they can get rich? What do they do for a living? Now, what they always like to tell you, oh, well, I did this for many years and this is how I made it rich. Then why aren't you still doing it? Why are you telling me about it? Because they know they can package the ideal and sell it to you and then show pictures of them laying on the beach or in a private jet. And then you'll want to have what they have. Don't be so thirsty that you overlook these red flags. Now, when it comes to acquiring capital, you hear people say, you know, there's these grant programs or these special loan programs where you don't have to be a personal guarantor, and there's ways of getting around it. There's a way of building up your company to get the money and the whole works just for $5,000 fee. There goes that $5,000 fee again. And I'm picking that amount. It could be any amount. It could be $199. Yeah. But I'm just picking that amount because it's just so stupid, so ridiculous that someone's asking for this kind of money up front, but they're selling you on hope. And they usually take you through stages. Usually they give you something for free. Then they give you something for a smaller amount. And then they bump you up a little by little. You ever heard this one? I know of loans and grants that are guaranteed approval. Really? Guaranteed approval. You don't even know me. You know nothing about me, but it's guaranteed. Come on, man. Let's get real. Guaranteed. You don't know if my credit's a 450. You don't know if I owe Uncle Sam. You don't know anything about me, but it's guaranteed approval. That's hogwash. That is something to run away from quickly. Big red flag. I hope you're taking notes. Hope you're writing it down. I know I'm giving it to you a lot. It's just because I'm emotional about this. And yes, it could be better structured, but I want to just give it to you because I want you to be prepared, because these people are vultures and they're out there and they're good at what they do and they have a system in play. How about this one? First come, first serve. Okay. So if I'm giving you $2,000, $5,000 up front, you're going to limit how many people can give that to you. Right. Okay. I get it. Yeah. For sure. Again, limiting your money is not going to happen. So if you see any of these red flags, I want you to run quick as possible. I want you to find people who can help you set up your business the right way. Go to the SBA, go to other resources that the government has, and look at those resources before you even dive into anything that's sketchy. If anybody asks you to do something that's fraudulent in order to obtain funds, that's a scam, because they know if they can teach you how to do something to get funds in a fraudulent way and they can get a cut of that, then they're going to get that money, but you're on the hook and you're the one that can go to jail or be responsible for paying it back. And they're off in the wind. Oh, yeah. And here's another one. This is a biggie before I wrap this up. If they use high profile people, well, a lot of times high profile people don't even realize they're being scammed or that they were scammed. So don't go on a celebrity endorsement, because we hear people every day in the celebrity world getting busted for fraudulent things. People like Brett Favre, right? So you want to make sure that you are still doing your research and your homework. Just because someone with a big name is supposedly attached, don't jump on it. And 9 times out of 10, if you actually investigate, you'll find out that they don't endorse the product or service. So beware, entrepreneurs. I want you to go into a real business and have real resources. I'm putting together a video that I'm releasing next week, showing you how to build your business from the ground up and giving you a resource that is trusted and that you can use and that you can protect yourself with and do it the right way. It's slow cooking, folks. You don't become rich overnight. Your business doesn't blow up overnight. It's going to take time. There is no shortcut. Stop chasing fool's gold. This is your boy, J.I. Check out these videos here that help you on your journey. Sorry, this was a little messy, but I wanted you to have this message right away, and I just wanted to give it to you. I'll see you guys on the other side.